Well, I'm going to share my screen and show, I think I've got 6 up here. And this is going to be an interesting study in differentiation, I guess. These are all investment firms. They do various different things. They don't do the exact same type of investing, but they're all projects that we've worked on. All right, I'll start with the big one, the very first one that we worked on, which is Accel. And this is, again, an ongoing project, something that we have been working on with them for a few years now, but we started with a brand exercise with them, talked to their founders, talked to their partners inside Accel, learned all about them and their founder-first ethos, their partnership ethos, the idea that they are close partners who are sort of down to earth. They call themselves lunchbox VCs rather than being sort of above anyone or wanting to like come into a company and kind of like wrestle control. They are very people focused and partnership focused. And so this is the result of both a brand exercise and a web exercise. This site is dynamic. It has all kinds. It's basically just made to be a tapestry of their wins, their proof points. You know, here's some stuff from a founder talking about what it's like to work with Accel. The IPOs they've participated in. It's just got a lot of movement and color, and it's constantly changing. If you go back to this site next week, there will be different stuff up here. And even this video changes pretty regularly. The idea that they are all about founders and all about their investments. We wanted to give Accel sort of second place prominence and give the founders first place, or give the companies they're founding first place. So we gave them this sort of ticker up here, which you can click into and look at all of these different companies that they've worked with. They have this kind of, new 40 years in tech feature. And then we put Accel to the side. But what's cool is if you expand that, hopefully it will, my internet's a little slow. Oop. That was reloading it. Okay, so if you click the little hamburger menu, you can search for kind of anything you want, and it will pull up relevant information from their database. I don't know why this is being so slow. It's got to be my internet, but that will tell you like, okay, so I searched Webflow. Well, who worked on the Webflow deal? What's noteworthy about that deal? What are the kind of things that I can read about? And just imagining that you're a founder and you've heard of Accel, or they have contacted you, or even, in their case, they're big enough that you may just say, I want to work with them. You can go find out like what literally is it like to work with Ben, and like, what's he about? Who's he already worked with? You may want to go check out his references, see all the deals that he's made, all the things that he's written about, people have said about him, and get to know him because, let's say he's the one who's contacted you. So that's just sort of solving that problem for founders and entrepreneurs. That's kind of what's special about the Accel site. Another one we worked on is Spark Capital. We partnered with Pentagram to create this one. They did the brand and identity. We did the web aspect of it, the web experience. This one's totally different. This one is all about what they believe. They have this really strong statement about who they are, what they invest in, and what they love. And then what is their call to action? What are they here to do? This is totally different from the Accel site in that it's really putting a untraditional, unordinary, which is actually the brand, foot forward to say like, okay, so we feel really different than Accel. We're going to be more bold. We're going to be a little more maybe forthcoming. It's not that we're not about founders. It's that we have this like great statement to say. They have, this is a very, very simple site that's just about their team, that statement, and their companies. And that's it. They did have for a while some really cool case studies that had illustrations and lovely things, and looks like they've discontinued that. This was one we worked on about two and a half years ago. Another one, totally different. This is Pacific Lake, and they are a search fund investment firm. So they work with entrepreneurs, people who are coming out of MBA programs who think, I want to be the CEO of the next big company. And they help them form a team around them and fund their search for a company to take their lead on. And so this is all about people. This is all about these entrepreneurs that have made it, that have been funded by Pacific Lake and have gone on to do great things. We talk about closing the deal. It's just the beginning. This one has some really nice copywriting that kind of knits the story together. And then they were all about, this progression of how we help these folks, these specific folks, build the company that they are going to run for the next 5 to 10 years. And so it's a little more, you can see it's dynamic and it has some energy to it, but it's a little more corporate. It's a little less flashy than an Accel. It's a little more down to earth. And then we have, main navigations about us and then about you. Like, let's talk about like, who are the people that we work with? And so it has a very human focus to it. Felicis, totally different. So this is Felicis. They have this idea about luck isn't made, it's engineered. They invest in growth. And so they're a little bit of a different kind of company. They do across stages. As you can say, they do venture capital, they do growth, they do investing here and abroad. And we created this sort of double-sided site that is all about their track record, proof, numbers. You can kind of see it flowing down the side, but it's not boring. It has some movement and some vibe to it. But this is like a very data-driven company. They wanted to show all of this proof of their size and their success, and that was what was most important to them, in addition to their companies that they support. They have a founder pledge, which is one thing that differentiates them. They commit this money back to founder development, so they don't just fund the companies, they fund the growth and development of people who are at the head of them, and they do all sorts of other things that are kind of unique. Another one is Transformation Capital. So this is a healthcare technology focused venture capital firm. They have this vision about making the future of digital health better for everyone. And so this one, we have, it's also, again, founder focused, and we talk about each of their companies. This one's a lot more straightforward than, say, the Felicis or the Spark Capital side or even Accel. And it feels a little more subdued. It feels like they're conveying sort of trust and authenticity here. And you can kind of see how that flows. And the last one's General Catalyst. And we worked on a brand to build for them. And their thing is they're agents of change. They want to be seen as transformative. They want to be seen as, changing companies and industries and, all the way to the world around us. And so this one, we have this running line that goes through: change starts here. We back ambitious founders who actively seek to change the status quo, helping to build enduring companies that create outsized financial and societal impact across every stage. And so the narrative is really clear here of what they do, what makes them different. And then they're mission based. They have a powerful mission that they work with about responsible innovation. And so they have some books that they've published. So we wanted to focus on that by putting that first in the navigation. And you see the color palette is really kind of dynamic, and you have that ribbon thing that goes along the pages and creates a lot of kind of continuity and pop.